Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of the Godfather Minute. Starring me, Alex Robinson.
And co-starring me, Andy Robinson.
And we're here to talk about minute number 21. Blackjack of the Godfather.
That's right, but don't forget, Pop always saved the gambling for last.
It's a shame that the gambling conversation didn't end in minute 21. I guess 21 is right after the conversation ends.
Wow, what do you call it? That's not ring theory. What would you call that?
I'd call that bling theory.
Yeah, I like it. Alex, repeat after me. Minuto.
Minuto.
Numero.
21. What?
21.
21.
That's it.
That means, so it's like vent uno.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, they combine like that.
Named after,
it's a diphthong.
It's funny that they named it after the card game. Like, it's funny that was the impetus for...
Oh, they named the number after the card game?
Yeah. So in minute 21, Senator and Mrs. Geary leave Mikey's office, and the party continues without them because they're going back home. Mm-hmm. The music is interrupted by the gravelly tones of Frankie Five Angels Pentangeli, who openly declares Mama Corleone to be a bitch. So when I was watching this minute, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to talk about for 15 minutes? Just like nothing, like, and then like literally in the last 5 seconds, Frankie, thank God, Frankie Five Angels was like, Frankie, you son of a bitch. That's what I said.
Fredo, yeah.
No, I'm saying when I saw Frankie, I said, Frankie,
that's what
you son of a bitch. Thank God you're here. So
Frankie saves this minute.
Is there any other stuff at the party?
Yeah, there's a few other things to talk about.
Let's build up to Frankie Five.
Well, and first of all, you said Senator and Mrs. Geary leave the party. I noticed that everyone seemed to be a little bit more jolly and festive after he left. Maybe it was just as time was going by and people were drinking more.
Well, yeah, that's probably a good.
Or they were just tired of those dumb speeches. The boys' choir.
Yeah. Probably everyone's a little bit looser. Probably the sun is getting to them too, so they're like starting to probably get a bit woozy out there.
Oh, that's right. They've been there all day, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And as we find out later from Frankie Five Angels, the food is not.
No,
it's not as good as it was in New York.
What are you talking about? They have canapes.
You call that canapes? I call that a Ritz cracker and chopped liver.
So you still wanted to talk about Frankie Five Angels?
Yeah, it always goes back. All right. The very opening of the minute, Senator Geary leaves Mikey's office.
Yes.
And he says to Kay, and his wife says, we got to go. I didn't know you ladies were out here.
I didn't know you guys were out here waiting.
Yeah, and then he says, it's been delightful.
Yeah.
You can barely hear that. And this is all as Mikey's watching him.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting after the post-Geary Michael trilogy minutes. Mm-hmm. That Michael he's watching this all through the door.
Right.
Mikey witnesses an example of the hypocrisy that Senator Geary was denying.
Interesting. Doorways play a big part in The Godfather. They tend to be like focal points of like people shutting the door, people opening the door, people watching someone else from behind the door.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Break on through to the other side. Riders on the lake. That's Lake Tahoe.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, riders on the lake. Say a prayer for Fredo's sake.
Fredo's fish, because that's what he says. A prayer to catch.
Yeah, it just had to rhyme with lake. Riders on the lake.
Right. Yeah. We'll workshop it.
Yeah, we'll work on it. Oh, we'll work on getting the rights to that before we work on it.
Do you think the doors are... they still have to be probably expensive?
Yeah, I think any of those big names.
It'll be interesting to see what baby boomer bands like live on. Because like I feel like the Beatles are going to be around forever because they're perennial favorites. But like Bruce Springsteen... Well, kids in
And you're talking a long time. Or are you talking maybe in just one generation?
Well, I'm just saying, like, in one generation. The same way, like, I'm sure people don't listen to Little Richard records or...
Yeah, good question.
You know what I mean? Like, stuff gets left behind as time goes on. Yeah. So, I wonder.
Stuff gets left behind.
Stuff gets stepped over by history.
Yeah. Well, with my publishing company, all the rights we bought, those songs all got stepped over, Mikey. Send Fredo to record Cha Cha Cha. Send Fredo to record Jailhouse Rock. None of these songs are relevant anymore, Mikey. I want modern songs that get respect.
So yes.
Oh, but that's how Pop wanted it, because he liked all the old songs.
Yeah. Well, when he says that's how Pop wanted it, he meant pop like pop music. Like that's what the market wants. That's the way Pop wants it. So I think that's what he wants.
There was, looking back, there was no father in all the Godfathers. He's referring to the top Billboard chart.
He was the market forces. That's dictating everything everyone does. Wow.
So while we're at it, let's do a political cartoon, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Like, well, does it have to be with this minute though? That's the
maybe. Yeah, I guess it should. Well, maybe let's save it until we get into Frankie.
Yeah,
there's the whole hose could represent something, all that.
But I do think we should operate on the theory that Vito Corleone was killed by Don Fanucci, and the rest of it is all he's like a ghost that represents market forces. I don't know.
Is he a ghost, or is it more like a Sixth Sense kind of thing?
He's
which is kind of like a ghost, but
he's like Fight Club, like that kind of a thing. Where it turns out that it's really that was Mikey all along. That his father was like Jenko, and like he just created this whole Vito Corleone persona.
Whoa.
A Vito Corleone you know what I mean? Vito Corleone.
Vito Core Persona.
Vito
Core Persona.
Yeah, and so that's he was basically
I never wanted this mental illness for you, Mikey. You see me like this. I mean, I want
it to be like a talking rabbit or some other kind of something fun. I didn't want to be an old man giving you lessons about killing people.
This is like The Shining. I'm like little Tony.
Well, so that's why when he says that's not me, that's my family. That's not me. It's him right from the start. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I just realized it was Mikey all along.
Yeah. Well, remember in GF1 too, Tom says, "Sonny, if the old man dies, so that's the part. So is that when he really dies, or are you thinking he dies way back with?
No, I like that better." Because that also when Clemenza says word on the street is he's already dead.
Yeah,
he's like, what's the matter with you? So I think he does die in that point, and then Mikey just takes on that persona as like his excuse for doing what he does. Because he feels so bad about what happened to what he did to Fredo, about stepping over him, that he had to come up with this elaborate mental thing of
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to justify him being in power.
Mikey, why? How come I don't take over as Don? I've never mentioned anything to me about wanting you to be the new Constantine Don.
And that's why Tessio also tries to leave, because he knows like there's nothing in it for me anymore, Barney. There's no man. There's no head. It's all lies and smoke and
so like if you did a flashback,
illness.
It would be like when it shows Don Corleone speaking in front of the like if something should happen to my son, it would really be Michael being like, I want assurances that because he really never went to Sicily. That whole thing was just like a fantasy of his while he was whatever.
Yeah. So because that's the point where he would have died, is right around then when Mikey would have fled to Sicily.
It's him. It's in the hospital that Mikey says, I'm with you now, and so that's when he turns all half evil and for your father. He was really bringing that. It was really at the funeral home that he was bringing flowers for your father. But just kind of.
That's great.
I like this. I like this.
Now it's really Michael Corleone in Pop's place.
Yes.
Right. Okay. It's not like they have like a Don Corleone doll. dragging around, and everyone's
so it's like a Weekend at Bernie's type situation.
Weekend at Bernie's,
yeah.
because
Weekend at
the
Brando's.
doctors all said your brother Mikey has a condition. We must transition him out of the understanding that his father's alive. Must do it gradually. What do these doctors know?
Yeah, that's why he was in a bed, because he was just like laying in a bed.
Yeah,
he was just a puppet.
Yeah, and Tom is the one who says, "No, guys, you have to treat the puppet like it's really Pop." So when Mikey comes in, he believes it. That's why Fredo in that scene, he says, "Yeah, Pop, I'm going to Vegas to learn the casino business." But he says,
just to make it easier, did they also tell Fredo that was like that was really Pop? We're upset because it would have been Fredo's fault that he died.
Yeah.
So because that's why he's like Papa, because he knew there was no way he survived. Yeah.
And then
say if he's alive. We don't say if he's alive.
Oh yeah, that's great. Oh, and then later in GF2, when Connie goes to apologize to Michael, when she comes back to the family,
yeah,
she says, "Well, when Papa died, I mean, when he really died, that's when I blamed you." Anthony, say goodbye to your grandfather. That's why the kid doesn't want to hug him. That's all. A doll, just a creepy doll.
Is that why Anthony was spraying him with the pesticide, because it was really like a perfume to cover up the smell? Oh my gosh, this is getting does explain why his garden looks so nice though after he died.
Yeah, they call it natural Sicilian compost.
Oh, that was no natural Sicilian compost.
I have something else. So a boat pulls up. Who did you see who was standing on the boat?
I was trying to look, because it's sort of implied almost that it's Fredo, because you see the boat pull in, and then Frankie goes, Fredo, like he's seeing him for the first time.
No. So sorry, there are two
boats.
Shots of different boats.
Okay,
this is before you see Frankie Five Angels, and before the bigger boat you're thinking of, with the important people coming off.
Okay, no, so I don't know that.
It's a very quick shot, just mixed in the party scene. Yeah, it looks like Paulie.
No, I don't think so.
I'd go back and watch it. I don't know. I don't think it can be unless Coppola had some time travel intentions.
Or it's like the ghost.
I mean, it looks exactly like him. Same clothes, same threads, same design, same complexion, same hair.
Do you think? Well, see, now you're getting into racist territory, because you're like, oh, it looks exactly like him. I'm sure if you looked at them, you'd be like, well, they're really not that.
Yeah.
But also, do you think the actor snuck into the extras as a way of proving Clemenza wrong? Because like, you'll see Paulie one more time. I gotta promote my restaurant.
I'm gonna. He just wanders from table to table saying, "Isn't the food here terrible?" Yeah, then he leaves his card.
We have gabago, and none of our waiters are stupid jerks.
Of course, he's still all sick, so he's all sniffling as he's promoting his restaurant.
Even though it's like 5 years later, he's still like, I can't. Hoping this dry air will help my persistent cough.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to keep an eye out for that then.
Mm-hmm.
That was the boat that was like the boat to the afterlife. Like, like Don't Perry the Ferryman.
Oh, yeah.
Coming back.
Right.
The river Styx.
So Paulie, so the real thing is Paulie, you will see him some more.
Some more. Yeah, because he's just saying no
Paulie,
more.
Paulie, you'll see him some more. What if he had said that, Santino?
What do you mean? What? Oh, sorry, I meant you won't see him no more. Wait, I said you won't see him no more, so that double negative meant you will see him again.
Yeah,
so I told you that right from the start. I never kill Paulie. What?
Oh, I just realized Paulie, he's standing on the boat as if he's running it.
Yeah.
He's like got the ropes and stuff. Of course, Clemenza has to say, watch the jet skis while you're backing out. But go back and check it out. It looks like him.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It really does. It is far away.
Yeah.
It looks like him.
And you were watching it like on your phone, so it was very very.
Oh, I didn't watch it. I just.
Oh, you're just speculating. The law of averages says one of them will have to look like with their oily hair and their silk suits.
Oh, now who's getting into racist territory?
All right.
Watched a minute. I haven't watched a minute since GF 1 minute around 80.
You just know the movie so well that you can just
That's right.
jump right in.
So another boat pulls up.
Yes.
And I do know who's on it.
Who?
We'll find out in a couple minutes. It's Johnny Ola.
That's who I
and
thought
his
was
crew.
on it, actually.
Yeah,
it looks
is.
like Rocco was with them.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So
Personally escorting them to Mikey's office.
Yeah. I wrote, guys on boat. Rocco? Question mark. So, yeah, but it does look like Johnny Ola as well.
Uh-huh.
So,
weighing the boat down with all his oranges.
No, I never saw him.
You never saw. Well, I never saw those oranges on the boat. So then we see Frankie Five Angels says Fredo. Yeah. And before we talk about Frankie,
Yes.
I think this is a really cool some cinematic trick. We see Johnny Ola coming off the boat with Rocco, but it's from a distance.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts to Frankie Five Angels drinking from the hose, staring at what the viewer seems to think is those people getting off the boat.
Yeah.
But then he says, Fredo, you son of a bitch, and goes over to him.
So
it was on the third watching that I picked up on that. You see these guys? Did you follow that?
you explain it to me again.
Okay.
I understood it, but just for the sake of our listeners.
The guys are getting off the boat.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Frankie Five Angels staring at them. But he's not staring at them. You think he is, because
you infer that he's staring at them.
because he's drinking and staring up right when it's not those guys getting off the boat. It's not really like just a background scene. It's a deliberate. These important people are getting off this boat and walking inland.
Yeah.
Then it cuts to Frankie looking over at them. Or you think he's looking over at them, but instead, who is he looking at?
Fredo.
So the viewer goes from looking at. Thinking Frankie is looking at Johnny Ola, but instead Fredo. Alex, what connection later are we going to find out between those two?
Johnny Ola does know Fredo does know Johnny Corleone. Johnny Ola. Fredo does know Johnny Ola.
Man, I am so high.
No, I like it.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not high. But you're right.
Yeah, so, yeah. That
right?
that it's associating immediately from the start, associating Johnny Ola with, even if you don't know that that's Johnny Ola.
But in a very subtle way. It's not like he says, oh, like there's Johnny Ola, there's Fredo.
So when you see Johnny Ola, you hear, Fredo! It's the first time you see him. Is that what you mean?
I don't think you're getting it. It's not just because he calls out his name.
Yeah.
It's the visual of the people in the boat walking toward the camera.
Yeah.
And then it cutting to Frankie Five Angels looking at them.
Yeah.
So even if he said nothing, I picked up on, oh, wow, if I didn't know this movie already, I would think that this new character drinking from the hose is watching these guys come off the boat walking toward him.
Yeah.
But it's a totally different scene. It's a scene change, but you don't pick up on that as a viewer.
Right. But isn't that kind of like... I just assumed that it was kind of like a... not laziness, but like, well, we don't have a shot of... Oh, so I don't know. I guess I didn't think of there being any real connection between it in terms of that, like what we think he's looking at and so on.
Yeah, right. I don't think it's clear, but when I watched it a couple times, it's that's what I'm saying. It's very subtle.
Yeah,
that he's looking through the camera at these characters, and then all of a sudden he's really looking at Fredo.
Got it.
And then I'll stop explaining it because I just keep saying it over and over again.
So what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong. So we do see him drinking out of the hose.
Yeah. What do you think?
Why do you think he's drinking out of the hose?
Yeah, I've been asking myself that all day.
I mean, I think on a meta level, it's good because it really sets him apart as like an earthy kind of uncouth character that he doesn't have the, he's street.
Yeah.
He's not self-conscious about being, on this fancy party.
Yeah.
I don't know why in universe he does it. Like, is he so? I mean, I guess he could be really thirsty and he can't. like it seems like you can just go up to the bar and say, "Can I have a glass of drink of water?" So
I know if someone's drinking at a hose, you're either a kid or you are so thirsty. It's so urgent that it's the closest water you have access to. Which I can't think of any circumstance. Did he just arrive and it was the closest thing? He goes, "Cheech, find me some water."
His voice is very gravelly, so maybe that's
maybe his voice really isn't like that.
Yeah, maybe there's so much you do a prequel where there's like it's like the days leading up to this, and at first he's all like, "Well, Cheech, we're gonna go out and talk to Michael about sending this thing with the Rosado brothers." And then when he's on the plane, he's like, "Oh, my voice is just I can barely speak." And then he's like, "Well, as soon as we land, I gotta get something to drink." And then he just like every time he goes to one place, "Oh, it's closed." He goes to one place, "Oh, it's only coffee." You know, like he just keeps going. Then eventually,
well, every scene he's in the movie,
yeah,
not just this Lake Tahoe scene,
right?
Every scene he's in, you just happen to catch him when he hasn't had a drink in a couple hours, or
or it's the kind of thing where he's like, "Oh, my voice is," and then he like drinks hot coffee. And he's like, it burned my throat, and then that's why he talks like that for the rest of the movies because he burned his. Although I do like coming up with different reasons every time why he would talk like.
Well, remember when he goes to the bar later to meet the Rosado brothers? Yeah. Remember, and then the cop comes later. He's like, "Are you open? Is this place open?" "No, I just come in to clean up." So it's so early and nothing's open. So he couldn't get a drink. By the way, when he burns his throat on coffee, he's like,
and then after that, his voice is weak. So
Michael Corleone says hello, and they throw a shot of him. Welcome back, folks. I guess welcome back to the end. Sorry, that was a little bit of a tease, but thanks for checking out the first half of the show. We have a whole slew of things to talk about during the second half. So go to godfatherminute.com/support, and you can listen to all kinds of great stuff. In particular, emphasis on the emphasis on the angels of Frankie Five Angels.
Yeah, I like it. So people should check that out and go to godfatherminute.com/support, and we'll see you next week. No! Fredo! Rosado!